Hey guys, Nathan here from Content Chemistry with this month's HubSpot product update. So we've got a rapid fire 7 key updates for the month of December. So let's jump straight in. The first one is pretty cool. It's called HubSpot's Guide Creator. What it does is it's a Chrome extension. It gives you the ability to create a step-by-step guide based on screenshots, mouse clicks, but it puts it all into a really easy to use, easy to format, basically website page or URL that you can then share with your internal team or even just to the public as well. So the first way to get started is to go to hubspot.com/guide-creator. And then once you're here, what you want to do is get the free Chrome extension. So we'll click on that. It'll open this page. You want to then click on Add to Chrome, Add Extension, and then make sure that it's in there now. What you want to do is make sure that you pin it to Chrome. So you click on the little jigsaw puzzle piece there and click on the little pin, and that'll pin it there for all to see. Now, the way that it works is I'll just show you a quick example. If you click on Start Capturing, let's just use the What's New page just as an example. So this would be quite helpful for like product demos, product updates. As I said, even training your internal team with SOPs and processes, it's going to be really helpful. So the way that it works is you'll see there's like a little counter down the bottom, 1, 2, it'll basically jump up with every mouse click. So let's say step 1 is open this page. So it's got a little 1 there. Step 2, let's say I want to go to the CRM tools and I want to then click on the read more. I want to hover around this, close that out, maybe go to reports, click on that, read a little bit more. Okay, and now you can also pause, screenshot, add screenshots, restart or delete. But let's click on the orange tick here, finish and edit. And then this is pretty cool. It's just going to create this automated list of steps based on my mouse clicks and what I've opened. But you've got the ability you can see all the screenshots, it zooms in, everything automatically for you. But what you can do is click in here, change the descriptions, delete steps. Let's say I want to delete this particular step here. No problems, you can do that. You can add descriptions, you can delete steps, as I said. So yeah, amazing. Really, we're going to use it for ourselves, our team, but also for our clients as well. Just to share different things. It's going to be really helpful. So yeah, download it and start using it. The second update relates to AI. So obviously AI is baked into HubSpot now. It's called the Smart CRM, which HubSpot launched at Inbound this year. And one of the cool features that just came out is the ability to generate a blog post with AI. So let's click on this so the way to get here is marketing, website, and then blog, which is where we are here. And then on the top right, you want to click on the button, generate blog post. So what it'll do, just like ChatGPT, it'll ask you for a prompt. So let's say, write a blog about developing a marketing strategy in 2024 for B2B businesses. Okay, cool. Let's use Australia as the target audience. And let's go next. So what it'll do now, it'll generate a few blog titles that you can then use or to generate a bit of inspiration from. So let's see what it comes back with. Okay. Understanding B2B businesses. Okay. What about this one? Future-proof your business, crafting a 2024 marketing strategy. I love it. That's a good one. You can also generate more as well if you wanted to get more, iterative and different options here. So let's go with this particular title. Click on next. And then what it's going to do now is going to generate an outline for you. So we've got the title. It's generated a meta description for SEO, which is great. You can edit this obviously. But what it's done is given us 5 different H2s or headers for the blog, which is like that outline that we want to be able to write to. So it's talking about the evolving landscape. You're looking at technology, power of data analytics, consumer behavior, and CRMs, personalization. So a really good start. Let's now click on generate blog post. And within about 5 seconds, it's going to generate a blog post for us. So let's see how it goes. Now, Remember, this is AI generated, so it needs human intelligence to add tone of voice and, personality and stats and quotes and things like that. But there we go. We've got a blog post generated, looks like around 500 words, a little bit more. And it's a really good start, isn't it? If you're wanting to sort of write a blog quickly and just add in some, your own sort of personality in there, maybe some data, but a great start. So that's our second update. Now, the third update relates to deals and controlling how people in your team are actually creating deals, what deal stages they're going to, are they skipping deal stages, are they moving deals backwards? This causes a nightmare or chaos for your deal funnel reporting, because what you really want is you want your deals to start at the same stage and work their way through your deal funnel. And that way you can report on the conversion rates, where are the holes in the leaky bucket, basically, and to fix those things. But if some in your team are creating a deal in the wrong stage, or they're skipping deal stages, or they're moving deals backwards, it's going to really mess up your reporting. So what you can do now is, if you go into settings, where we are, then you go into objects on the left-hand side and deals. It'll take you to this section here. And what you want to do is click on the pipelines tab. And once you've opted into the beta, you can see that this pipeline rules feature here. So again, exactly what we just said. What you can do here is limit deal creation to only be created to a single stage. So in this case, I want every single deal to be created in appointment scheduled, just as an example. So click on save and it'll lock that. Now, if you're a super admin, you can override all this stuff, remember, because you've got full rights. But for everyone else, every other user, it's going to restrict what they can do. You can also turn this on to restrict deals from skipping stages, which I highly recommend. And also restricting deals from moving backwards. Cool, so our next update relates to conditional property logic. So a great use case is, let's say on a form or a landing page, someone completes their country from a drop-down, but then you want them to just see the states related to the country that they actually live in. So previously that was a little bit tricky, or maybe you're using HubSpot's default properties, which are not ideal, because, for example, country in HubSpot is a single line text property, which is a bit of a mess from a data perspective. And the same goes for your state or region based properties, but I'll show you that in a second. So what I've done, I've created a custom country property with a drop down select. HubSpot gives you the ability to actually populate all these different countries in the world without having to type in every single one. And you'll see this little conditional options tab here, but we don't want to change it for the country level. We're just going to leave that blank for now. But what we do want to do is we want to look at it at the state level. So let's go to the state drop down. So this is another custom property that I created, again, because the HubSpot default property is single line text and a bit messy. So let's have a look at this one. Again, what I did, I was able to auto-populate all 50 states of the US, but I was also able to add all of the states and territories of Australia as well, which you can see down the bottom here. So this is where we want to go to the conditional options tab, and we want to set these rules. So let's just say if any country equals United States, we only want to show the 50 states of the US. So that's done. And then if we want to say, okay, what about if anyone from Australia? Well, we just want to show the states and territories of Australia. So how that works in practice is, if we go to our contacts record here, let's say Julie lives in Australia. Okay, great. And then now when we look at her state, it's only going to give me Australian states and territories. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's say she lives in Queensland as an example. But what about Danielle? So Danielle lives in the United States. Great. Okay, cool. And let's say Danielle lives in Alaska. So again, it just is showing the states based on the country, based on that conditional logic. There's another couple of use cases that you could think about. Maybe You know, you could have lead status as a dependent property of lifecycle stage, just as an idea, or some other use cases that come to mind. But yeah, it's a really cool feature from HubSpot. Now, the next feature is call analytics. So calling, you go to contacts and then calls. And what you'll see here is on the top right, you'll see a call analytics button. So when you click on that, it will take you to this page, and it just gives you a whole host of call analytics and reports. Now, HubSpot did provide some of these previously as reports, but now it's easy to find, but it's a little bit more granular. Like you've got not just calls placed by rep, but you've got calling minutes per month, call outcomes, etc., etc. And then what you can do, you can save these as reports and then add them to your dashboard. So let's say you've got a sales dashboard or something else. Well, that's a really great way to add some of this calling data analytics into your reporting. Our next update relates to goals. So previously in HubSpot, when you go to reporting and goals, you'd need to start from scratch. So now what you can do is when you click on create goal, you can choose to create from templates, which is pretty cool. So instead of starting from scratch and not knowing, how to do that, now Sales Hub Professional and Enterprise, you can use templates. So let's say I want to create a goal based on meetings booked per month. So I want to say book 10 meetings per month. Great. So let's click on myself as the user, and we want to make it a monthly goal. Click on next. I want to then apply the target to every single month for 2023. Click on next. And what you can do is set notifications around when the goal's been exceeded, achieved, or missed, which is quite helpful. Click on done. And then the goal is created, and you can do that for the revenue goals or any other goals that you want to track as a team, including marketing goals as well. Now, the final update relates to the HubSpot Academy. So previously, when you go to HubSpot Academy and playlists, I'll just refresh this page, you've got the ability to create a playlist. But what you can also do now is you can create a playlist and assign it to someone. So let's call this one new employees. Cool. Playlist. Give it a name, give it a description, go create. Now, in this case, let's say I want to just add the inbound course to that particular playlist. You just click on the plus icon and it'll add that to the playlist. So you could always do that, but now you have the ability to actually assign playlists to specific users on your team. So you click on this assign button, you search for, so let's say myself, and you can even give your users a due date by, let's say, the end of December this year, and click on assign. So this is really helpful for new employees, new team members, maybe upskilling. You can not only create playlists, but now you can assign them to members of your team, which is really cool as well. So they're pretty much 7 of the top updates for the month of December. We'll be back in January for some more updates. No doubt HubSpot continues to work and release these things all the time. But enjoy, get the hang of it, get into some of these things. And if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to shout out. Cheers, guys.